Hi, my name is Demetria Zinga, author of Mompreneurs and Heels, a guide to passionate, purposeful blogging, and I'm happy to be your host. I created this podcast to encourage women entrepreneurs of faith on your business journey. So join me as I and my fabulous guests help you to discover how to gain kingdom business clarity and turn your profitable passion into a plan of action. You're listening to the Her Business Elevated podcast, episode number 20. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this week's show. So I don't have a lot of updates this week. I'm still working behind the scenes, busy, working on a couple of things that I can't wait to unveil. So that will be very shortly, but I am working. Just know that there's some cool things coming down the pipeline. Now, I'm going to hop straight into our topic for the day because I feel like this is something that a lot of people are wondering if you should even try to do or not. I know that I have gone through my times and seasons of change. When I was rebranding from my homeschool blogging and podcast to becoming a solopreneur coach for women in business, I had a real mindset shift at that time of my life. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to continue blogging about homeschooling. And so I did have a 2-year-long hiatus from both blogging and podcasting at my homeschool space. I have since decided to go back to that space with a renewed energy and purpose and focus, but I definitely have learned what it means to rebrand and to start fresh, to start anew. And I have a couple of tips for you if you've been thinking about whether or not you should be rebranding your business. And so that's what this show is all about. So you might be asking yourself, should I rebrand? Because I'm just not excited anymore. This is not my motivation anymore. I'm not in that space of my life anymore. Maybe a lot of things have changed for you so that you no longer want to serve the same audience that you currently serve, or your motivations change. Maybe your mission has changed. So I do have a couple of reasons why you should absolutely consider rebranding. Don't let the idea of rebranding completely turn you off or scare you away, because sometimes we need to stop one thing in order to start something new. It may not be brand new. Maybe it's something that we are currently doing, but maybe it's just not in the forefront of what we're doing. For example, if you are a web designer, graphic designer, maybe you really enjoy illustrating and creating illustrations for graphic tees and mugs and things like that more than you do designing websites. So when you come to that realization that you no longer want to design websites, you want to rebrand because you're not serving the people that you really want to be serving, that's when it's time to really think about, okay, if I don't enjoy designing the website and I really enjoy illustrating for graphic tees, then maybe I need to change my approach. And you can rebrand in that you're still doing something similar, but you're really focusing on a very micro niche aspect of what you were doing before. So same thing, but maybe a slightly different focus. And so maybe you are a business coach that has been focusing on a lot of different things, helping your clients to find fulfillment in their careers, or maybe you're helping them to launch a career as an entrepreneur. Perhaps you're helping your clients to start blogging. Maybe you're helping them with their search engine optimization, but maybe you've decided that there's some aspect of what you're doing that's actually more fulfilling for you than the others. And so you want to stop doing the blogging coaching and the SEO coaching and all of the other things you're doing and really hone in on maybe ramping up your skills in a specific area. Or maybe you really want to focus on ramping up your coaching skills in a very, very specific area. So you get rid of SEO, but you found that you really enjoy helping your clients learn how to publish their books. And so maybe you want to focus more specifically on book publishing. So there's a lot of different ways that you can come at this, and whatever your experience happens to be, you know what that is. You know what you're thinking about rebranding and you know that there's something else you want to do, but you're not quite scratching that itch right now because maybe you're too broad, or maybe you're focusing on something that's not exactly what you really want to be doing. And so that's what this podcast is all about. Should you rebrand or not? My answer for you is, if you're even thinking about that question at all, the answer is always yes. So I have 3 tips for you that will help you to determine whether or not a rebrand is actually something you should embark on. So my first tip for you is, should you rebrand or not? Number 1, if you see that there's a motivation change in the way you feel about your business, you don't feel as motivated as you used to, there might be something there. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to rebrand. There may be a time in your business where you might feel a bit of a slump. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to change gears. It just might be a motivation issue that you have to address. And it could be due to a number of factors. Maybe you don't have enough people on board to help you. Maybe you just are getting burned out with the topic or with what you're doing, the repetitiveness of it. Maybe you're getting really caught up in the mundane tasks and not focusing on the overarching picture of what you're trying to accomplish in your business. There could be a lot of reasons why your motivation has changed. But if you feel like your motivation has shifted because you no longer are interested in your topic, you're no longer interested in the service that you've been providing, you don't really think it's as interesting as you used to think it was, and you don't have the motivation to encourage other people and inspire others to get on board with what you're offering, then that is a huge indicator that you may need to rebrand. If business is for you and you want to be an entrepreneur and you're serious about living this entrepreneurial life, offering a service or product that helps others, then you need to find the product or service that you're going to enjoy offering. So that's the first thing, is check your motivation level. Number 2, your customer avatar changes. So this is your niche market. This is the people that you really want to be reaching. So if you find that you no longer want to offer a service that reaches the sector of the market that you've been trying to talk to for the last 4, 5, 6 years, and now suddenly you see that there's a different group of people you'd rather reach, that is an indicator that you might need to rebrand. You may need to come at this business from a different angle and rebrand in order to reach a new market. Number 3, your mission and your vision changes. So your vision is first, and then your mission comes next. So when you have a vision for your business, hopefully you've written a mission statement that encapsulates all that you want to do in order to achieve the vision that you have. When you birth a vision, you've got to step into your business with the idea that everything you do regarding your business is going to meet the goals of your mission statement. You have a wheel, spokes of the wheel, and each of those spokes of the wheel are different aspects of your business, and everything centers around the center hub of the wheel. So everything points back to your mission. You don't do anything outside of your mission. Now, if your mission starts to change and your vision changes, then your business is a different business than the one you started with. You have to start over again or rebrand because maybe you've had a slight shift in your vision about who you want to serve, how you want to serve them, and the motivation that you once had is now applied in a different way. So those 3 questions, when you ask yourself, did my motivation change? Did my customer avatar or niche market change? Or did my mission and vision change? Will help you to determine whether or not you should be rebranding. A rebrand is not a simple thing. It is something that you really have to think through pretty long and hard. I mean, sitting down with a coach would be helpful. But you could just grab a journal and a pen or fire up your Google Docs and start to really let your ideas flow about what it is you're actually trying to do in your life and in your business. And then let those ideas marinate. Think about it, pray about it, and see where God is leading you. On this podcast, I'm a big proponent of making sure that you seek the higher source, which is God, to help guide you through your process of business. So if you feel like you need to make a shift in what you're doing, I realize it's a big feat. And I realize that it takes a lot of effort to take everything you've done and then try to shift it into something new that you believe God is leading you into. And that's why it's important that you pray and that you stay connected to your source throughout this process. If you feel like you need a rebrand, the best thing to do is after you prayed about it and you feel secure that this is what you need to be doing, you know exactly what your new mission is, what your new vision is, you've written down your goals and objectives, and you're getting people on board to help you make this vision happen, then the key is to make sure that you surround yourself with people that are going to help you build your team, that are going to help you, that are going to support you, so that you're not floundering around out here by yourself trying to get it all done on your own. You really need to have a support team. I know I talk a lot about solopreneurship on this podcast because I still consider myself a solopreneur, even though I have slowly been adding to my team. I've been adding people that I feel like are able to offer me the kinds of services that I was essentially providing for myself, but realized that I actually need to free up my time to focus on the bigger picture. So I've slowly been letting go and allowing myself to bring people on board on my team. And so even with just 1 or 2 people that can help you out, even if it's occasional help, it's better than nothing at all. So please, as a solopreneur, get the help that you need. It's going to keep you from getting stuck and staying in one spot. It's going to help you to take off after you've launched, and then you can grow even faster if that is your goal. So we don't want you to be stuck. We don't want you to rush through your business and grow too fast or grow in such a way that it's not conducive to your lifestyle. But we do want you to grow. We want you to have steady growth, right? And so having people on your team is going to help you to accomplish that. So rebranding can happen for you. You can do it. Rebranding can mean changing your domain names. It can mean changing out your color palettes and just your whole branding situation. The name of your business could even change. A lot of things can be different depending on how far you want to change your business and rebrand. So you've got to figure out what you want to do in that regard. But if it's a big change, just own it. Own that you want the big change and that you're going to step out there and do it, even if it feels like you're doing a lot. You know, and it is a lot to jump out there and say, okay, I was doing X, but now I'm doing Y or Z. I'm doing something completely opposite of what I was doing before. In that case, it's probably not even a rebrand. It's just starting a brand new business. Really getting in tune with what you've been doing, what works, what didn't work, and then assessing the situation to see if you're getting a total overhaul of your business or if you are starting a brand new business is very helpful to know. So you know which angle you're coming from and whether or not you're offering the same types of services and products, or if you're just doing something completely different, then you'll have to make that decision. Should you rebrand or not? Yes, if you feel like you should be rebranding, go ahead and go for it. And how do you go about doing that? Get some people on your team. Get people on your team that can help you along your rebranding journey. Figure out who needs to be doing what in order to move you forward. I would personally start with the business coach, but I would be sure that I have someone that helps me to kind of think through the process of my customer avatar, who I'm trying to reach, what my vision and my new mission statement is. And then from there, you figure out the smaller steps and tasks that need to happen in order to make this change. And those are the more tangible changes, such as your new products and services, your new logo, your new branding, your color palettes, and maybe even a brand new refresher for your website. Okay. So that's all I have for you on this show. I can't wait to come back next week to share more with you. And until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful week. We will be having some interviews coming up really soon. So I should have somebody to share with you in about a week. So that'll be really exciting. And I look forward to sharing that conversation with you. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. To your business success.